Happy morning. Another Monday, guys. Take a little walk in the garden. See, this weekend we got some herbs planted in our side planter. I potted my new eucalyptus tree here. And in this container, I have some carrots planted. Over here, I've got the cucamelons and some morning glories. And my goal for them is to get them to trail up and over the archway. Now, I haven't added a whole lot to the garden this week, but I sure have managed to get quite a bit out of it. So we've had a few heads of broccoli this week already. Oh, looks like by tomorrow my zinnia will be blooming. We still got a few heads of broccoli that will be ready to eat, and their leaves are taking a little bit of pest damage. And then I have already eaten one good handful of these dragon tongue beans. They're so pretty. And then the amethyst beans are getting bigger and bigger as the days go by. The leaves want to get in my way. Lettuces are looking good. Lima beans are looking good. Cauliflower, all with one exception. That one over there is not looking so good. But these over here are starting to look fabulous. That kale, I have to figure out how to make kale chips or something with it. Now my English peas. So I went away for a couple of days this week, had to go out of town. When I came back, this was what was going on with some of my peas. And I'm not real sure what the deal was. They're apparently growing out of it because I've got some new growth up and running and looking better. But it didn't look so good there for a minute. The new beets that I planted last weekend are up and going. And then the other thing is my arugula and then my spinach have both bolted. They've gotten too hot. They've gone ahead and bolted, which means that when or if I do go to eat it now, it's probably going to be a little bitter. Carrots are still growing well. Onions are getting really tall. This little guy's trying to put a bean on it, but the rest of him looks pretty sad at the moment. And potted plants are doing well. There's the other one down that way. And then in the little tunnel, we still got lettuce going good. The holy basil and the toothache plant are doing really well. Let's see. Yesterday this was empty, and today we're at about, 2.5 inches of rain. Had a really good storm last night. This Chinese noodle bean has made it so far, kind of outgrowing whatever was going on with it. The one on the other side did not survive. So it was covered in tiny little black bugs of some sort. So we pulled and burned it, actually. But in its place, I've got 3 new ones growing. So hopefully they'll turn out well. Cajari melon. Now see, this little Mexican gherkin, also known as the cucamelon, has been out here probably close to a month now, and it's still the same size. And then the ones I've planted by seed a couple of weeks ago are already 3 times its size. So I don't know what's going on with this little dude, but that's why I started some more. North Georgia Candy Roaster, so far so good. I think some of this is okra, and then these are like little patty pan squash. They're going to be kind of short, flat, fat little squashes. Oh, let me see. So here's our little tomato guy that we had to do some saving on last week. He is up and growing and flourishing and doing wonderfully. More carrot. Most of my bigger tomatoes are starting to get buds and blooms. And then some of the ones that have had buds and blooms are getting actual tomatoes starting to come up on them. Now, one other victim of last week is this poor little squash bush, and from the looks of it, I'm probably going to lose him altogether. None of his leaves are looking real good right now. But right beside him, we have got some that are doing just absolutely fabulous. So, time will tell. I've got a little pepper bush here that is about to be loaded with little peppers. And a Roma tomato bush here that already has several, and one is a pretty good size going already. I can't wait. And then this little pepper bush, we've eaten one pepper off of it already. And then the rest of it, there are going to be peppers everywhere on this guy. Speaking of peppers everywhere, Mr. Pepper here has, I don't know, 8, 10 more peppers all over him. And our cherry tomato is up and running. I've got one kind of sickly potato plant. Haven't been able to figure out what's up with him. But y'all, look at this corn. So on this, I've got corn and then some beans kind of running up and trellising. Now this one didn't have a corn to go with it, so I had to put a stake to let that, because the beans kept trying to take over the middle of the walkway. But look what I just noticed, guys. That's going to be an actual squash. So squash have 2 types of flowers. There is a male flower, which is just this long stem that comes up to a flower. And then there is a female flower, and it has kind of like this little dude here. It's got the short stem attached right to the plant, the fruit, and then the flower. Now the female flower has to be pollinated with pollen from the male flowers So there will be about 8 male flowers to every one female flower that comes off of a zucchini in the hopes. So I've kind of been keeping an eye on them, and if it looks like the male flower is going to close up before the female flower opens, I'm going to take and save that one, put it in a plastic bag so that when the female flower opens up, I get like a little makeup brush or a paintbrush or something and take the pollen from the male flower and pollinate that female flower so I can go ahead and make sure I get fruit. So I'm out here checking these pretty regularly just to make sure. See, like there's another one. Just to make sure I don't miss one. Which one reason I've got all these beautiful hanging basket flowers is to help bring the pollinators to the garden so that I don't have to do as much hand pollinating. But I'm also keeping an eye on it to make sure that, if necessary, I can help nature out a little bit just to ensure my crop's survival. This is my massive sunflower bush. Looks like we're getting close to having an actual flower start to form. And then this sunflower here has sprouted up about 1.5 feet in the last week. He's really, really tall. Alright guys, I'm going to add a little bit about let y'all see the strawberry garden. And then y'all have a awesome week and keep gardening on. Bye now.